Grill. We're joined by family therapist Karen Phillip and journalist Angela Moller. Good morning to you both. Firstly, got some issues today. Fairfax's The Good Weekend magazine tackles the controversial issue of cancer funding, claiming the majority of the money's being spent on breast cancer, ignoring bigger killers. Now, do you agree with this? Breast cancer has really pinkified Australia, and you're a great example of that this morning.
Yes, well, it is International Women's Day, so,
yes,
you know, pink is appropriate.
Yeah.
But look, there is a lot of funding going into breast cancer, obviously, but it's because the Breast Cancer Foundation has raised our awareness. And it's unlike other cancers that often affect people that are older or due to lifestyle. Breast cancer affects women of any age. It affects young women, young mums, anyone at all. So the fact is that I think it's brilliant that we've had our awareness raised. You know, the first of every month it comes on the radio, do your breast check, the mammograms. So the fact is that if they didn't have this awareness and the funding, then probably another 10 to 15,000 women a year would be dying of breast cancer, whereas those rates have been reduced significantly.
It's easier when you're talking about breasts to get traction for fundraising than it is if you're talking about bowel cancer or something
or
messy.
pancreatic, or which, you know, which filters your bile. You're absolutely right about that. And I wouldn't want to detract from what's happened with breast cancer. That's been extraordinary, the uptake that we've had with that. But we need to take that model and work it across other cancers. I mean, look, 21.7 million goes to breast cancer.
Yeah.
Only 11.7 goes to prostate, and yet and pancreatic gets even less. Yeah. And yet the survival rate from pancreatic is only 5% after 5 years, whereas we've got a 95% survival rate from breast cancer.
Well, we do now.
We do now because of all the advocacy. And I would say that women are obviously invested, but so are men, because the breast is a symbol of motherhood, symbol of sexuality. How we then translate that, the bowel people and the pancreatic people say, yeah, it's not sexy. In fact, the guy from one of them says, yuck, it's the yuck factor. You know, and they have T-shirts saying, join the bowel movement. That's not really going to take off, is it?
I think it's quite funny. But I don't even really necessarily agree that because it's breasts, it's a major thing. I think it's because it affects young women. It's not like a lot of the other cancers that affect older people, and as I say, like the lung cancers. 3/4 of the people, 75% of those are smokers. So it's the young mums, it's the young women, and women do. They're a community amongst themselves. Women are, and they are banding together for this.
Earlier on the show we spoke about a breakthrough in cancer research that shows that if you get a skin cancer under the age of 25, you are much more prone to other cancers later in your life, and it's good to know about that early. Now look, just on a lighter side, our friends at Good Morning America undertook an interesting experiment this morning. They're showing what men are willing to go through for a date. Take a look.
Meet Lindsay. She's a professional actress. Tonight, we've asked her to be not just beautiful, but obnoxious.
My friends call me the goddess.
She's not going to make it easy. Mike is taken aback, but Macho takes it right in stride.
They call me the goddess.
From what I'm getting from you is a confidence, but is not arrogance.
And when she lays her gold-digging line on this guy,
I wanted me to die, that, you know, he can, you know, take care of me.
he plays it cool.
Working hard, making it happen.
Yeah.
Well, but sugar daddy in the right way, you know, like, you know.
When we tallied up the results, 3 men thought Lindsay was worth a second date.
A sugar daddy in the right way. Angela, what does this say about guys, do you think?
They're ruled by one bit of their anatomy, I think. Look, funny. Look, I think it's funny, and I think that it's, you know, it's such a shame that we still see men as the gold digger. Why is that chick not going out and earning her own money? I mean, it's 2014. Earlier in the week, you know, we were looking at stats where dating websites, men who earn a lot of money get 142% more hits and uptake than men that earn, you know, less. What is it? Why are we not thinking about what we earn ourselves?
I think it's pretty normal. I don't know if it's men going on dating sites to get an attractive woman, whether it be a trophy wife or whatever, or women going onto the sites if they had there's only 3 out of 8 men, so it was pretty good. We're not going to slam men on this because the bigger percentage of men didn't and weren't interested in
especially the guy further who said, yeah, you're shallow, lady.
Yes, exactly. But women do the same thing.
Yes.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Do you think a little bit of mystery is good when you're on these sort of quick dating hits like this?
Yes and no. I think it does depend on age. I've spoken to a lot of women, both younger and older, in my rooms in regards to that. The younger women tend to like a bit of mystery. The older women like to know everything.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Including how much he makes. Now, Karen, is it better to be up front with a date, or, you know, do you think that as far as you were concerned, if you were doing it, would you be as forthcoming as that woman allegedly was?
No.
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 Absolutely not.
Not on money, but other things. You know,
No,
I want to
still
know
wouldn't.
about stray children and
I'm not
stuff.
I'm not going to tell anybody anything until I know them, until I'm comfortable with them and I trust them. Then they're allowed into my world. But no.
Okay, well, what about taking it this far? A woman in Perth has been found guilty of fertility fraud. She forged her ex-husband's signature on a fertility clinic consent form in order to fall pregnant with embryos they'd frozen together while they were still a couple. Yeah. Is this taking it all too far?
I feel a bit sorry for the woman, and I understand that part of the community think that's dreadful. But the fact is they were a married couple. They are her eggs. They were fertilised by her husband.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But what's the difference if you went out for a night, met some girl, went out maybe once or twice, had a great time with her, she fell pregnant, and he's saying, look, I don't want a baby, and she's going, well, I'm going to have it, so pay child support for 18 years. What really is the difference? The fact is there was an intent from both the husband and the wife to have the child. Yes, he withdrew his intent and consent, but I feel sorry for
I think
him.
he's got his right to withdraw. What do you think about that?
Absolutely think he's got it. You know, men are not money and semen trees, and we seem to be thinking that they are. He absolutely has a right. You know, he would be paying for this child, but it's also the emotional connection. You know, we don't allow men the right to, you know, to have the choice in these matters anymore. I know women who have done the condom and syringe thing, and I think that's outrageous. I wanted 3 children badly. My husband wanted 2. I thought about, you know, it would have been quite easy to work that solution for my own benefits. You can't do it. You're a couple, and your relationship will suffer, and they don't even have a relationship anymore.
Not anymore.
So there's no right. She can go out and get another sperm donor if she wants to.
But
You've painted some lovely word pictures this morning.
Oh, sorry.
The condom and syringe thing, and the tree which doesn't bear describing again. Money and...
I'm a writer, mate. So I do.
No, I think blokes have a right to withdraw that.
They do, they absolutely do. But the thing is that they don't have the right in the other situation that I mentioned where they do meet somebody and she falls pregnant. Men don't have that right. They should have that right, but they don't. But in this instant, look, obviously her emotions were very heightened. Where we have high emotions, we don't have logic. The intent was there originally, and because of her age now, she can't probably get another egg and have it fertilised. That's her one shot.
One thing I think interesting is that in all our subjects this morning, we're talking about the empowerment of women, often at the expense of the disempowerment of men.
Yes. Let's bring it back. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Karen. Back to you, Kev.
Happy International Women's Day to you.